Recently, there's been something in the OHL that I really have been wanting to talk about. I kind of was going to do it, but I felt like I was going to jinx it, and I almost kind of did. It ended up ending anyways, but the Ottawa 67's, they just concluded a 17-game win streak. And the main reason I want to talk about this is because there's a few players on that team, a couple of players that I just love, a couple of 2020 draft prospects, a couple of guys who have already been drafted to the NHL that I really have my eyes set on, and I think they can have a great NHL career. But anyways, I wanted to take you guys through the steps of what actually occurred. So anyways, like I just said, a 17-game win streak. This is a franchise record for the Ottawa 67's. Took place from November 16th all the way to January 10th. It was such a streak of dominance, I really just had to make a video on it, because in these 17 games, that was 34 crucial points. Like, these weren't peanut wins or anything. Like, this division they are in is stacked. It's the best division in the OHL. Like, Ottawa's division there, they have Peterborough, they got Oshawa, they got Hamilton. And if I'm going to give you a quick rundown on each of them, I'll go with Hamilton first, because they're kind of the weakest of the ones, but they can easily steal a game with guys like Arthur Kaliev, and who used to be Jan Jenik, but now that he's hurt, it's going to be kind of more tough for Hamilton. But they replaced him with Jan Myszak. They got him back after the World Juniors. They replaced Jenik. He's probably going to fit somewhere in that top two, and it's really going to be exciting what he can do in the CHL. And then Peterborough, they obviously had Nick Robertson and hot rookie Mason McTavish. Those guys have been stellar all year for them, but they recently just went and acquired World Junior savior Akil Thomas, who's really going to give them some more center depth. Akil Thomas has shown that he can score in the OHL. He can show that he can play a two-way game. He's going to really help Peterborough even further prepare their roster for the playoffs that are up and coming pretty soon in the next couple of months. And then Oshawa, they kind of did the same thing. They got guys like Nico Gross and Brett Newman, but they were really lacking that all-star. And they went and acquired Philip Tomasino for a bunch of picks, but this is a team that now really looks like a proper contender. They were really good at the beginning of the year. They kind of slumped, but now they got Tomasino with them, and I expect them to do wonders. There are reasons these teams loaded up at the deadline, though. It's to compete with the 67's and maybe claim some big division points against them, because these guys are not going to be easy to defeat. And if I even just bring up the division standings here, the Ottawa 67's are way up there already. They got 62 points in a mere 38 games, and if we look under them, we got Peterborough, they got 55 and 42, Oshawa's got 47 and 39, but like, Ottawa's got games in hands on every single team in this division, and they're leading by at least 7 points on all of them, especially Peterborough. They got 4 on Peterborough, and they're up by 7 points. Oshawa's got a bit more. They only have 1 game over them, but still, like, to have, what is it? I'm just gonna do quick math, 15 points ahead of them, and you've played only 1 more game, or 1 less game than them. That's crazy. And even though this has been an entire team effort, like, everyone on this team is just clicking, I want to go over some of the key players, the heart and souls of this team, and what makes this team go round and round and round and win 17 in a row. And number 1, you guys already know it's Marco Rossi. I know you guys know everything about Marco Rossi. I know everything about Marco Rossi. But let's just go what happened with him during this 17-game win streak. He had 45 points in that mere 17 games. 45! That's crazy, and he is a huge piece of what is now the OHL's top power play by a landslide, currently at 30%. That is just wild. I understand it's the OHL and scoring comes by a lot more frequently, but 30% is still incredible. Another probable first rounder for the 2020 AHL draft on the 67's, Jack Quinn. He is another crazy part of this team. In those 17 games, he put up 17 goals. He's totals up to 30 on the season now in a mere 38 games. I also find it most impressive how Quinn isn't even on that first line with Rossi. He does see power play time, but he doesn't rely on the power play to score his goals. He gets to play alongside Mitch Holscher, who I believe is New Jersey property, but I can only imagine what Quinn would accomplish if he was on a line with Rossi and Garefa, like on that first line. It would be unstoppable. Even though that first line is already unstoppable with Keating, Garefa, and Rossi, it's too good. There are 2 guys on the back end I really want to look at too, but only one of them got to see a majority of this win streak since the other one was at the World Juniors. Noel Hoffenmeyer was that key piece during that 17-game win streak because Kevin Ball was at the World Juniors. Hoffenmeyer, he leads all CHL defensemen in scoring and has really improved greatly in his own end too, because that was the big problem with him. He has so many offensive tools, but his skating and his defensive work in his own end could have used some work, but honestly, that's been really improving over the past season here, especially now that he's a top 2 guy. But if we're going to talk about Kevin Ball, he's the guy who really plays more of the defensive end on that top 2 pairing. He really secures a lot of wins for them. And it's actually kind of sad though, because in his first game back with the 67's, after the World Juniors, that's when the streak came to an end. And I don't believe in superstitions, but that's just extremely unlucky. On that note though, with the whole streak ending there, bringing it up with Ball coming back, they lost their streak to the Peterborough Petes and their newly acquired Akil Thomas and a Nick Robertson who's fresh off the World Juniors just like Ball. Although, the 67's even have more pieces coming into play after this 17-game win streak, so don't expect the dominance to even come to a halt anytime soon. They recently acquired Owen Sound's top right wing Dalen Grew, who will help the 67's depth scoring a ton if it's already not doing what it's doing. It's still pretty good already. They also got back veteran Graham Clark, the brother of 2021 draft prospect Brant Clark. He's back from his injury, and he's already up to 7 goals in his first 9 games. Like, geez, and if you thought that first line was already too much, they've got guys on that second, they got guys on that third line. That top 9 is pure talent. It's going to be great to see how far this team can go, because I expect them to go really deep, much like last year in the OHL playoffs. I expect them to take home the championship this time too. They're full of guys that have been there now, and they're going to even be more prepared coming into it this time. Anywho, I just wanted to make sure you guys knew what was going on in Ottawa, because this team is going to go far. This is a team I hope to see at the Memorial Cup in Kelowna later this year. I've got tickets. I want to see Rossi play really, really bad before he gets into the NHL. I'm really crossing my fingers to hope that will happen. It's going to be awesome to see Ottawa in Kelowna if that becomes a reality. But this is most likely going to be the CHL's top winning streak. This is most likely going to be their top team. They just got put, after they won, I think, 16 in a row, they finally put them at the top of the CHL rankings above Sherbrooke in the QMJHL. Someplace I think they should have been for the past, probably 2-3 weeks. But hey, they're finally there and they've rightfully deserved it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.